Hello, everyone. Welcome to Primero Trader. Let's talk about our platform. Many of you know me, but for the people that don't know me, my name is Edgar Cruz. I have been trading the US market for 14 years. My focus is stocks and futures. And in 2020, the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021, we started looking into building our own platform. So for the past few years, we've been building this Primero Trader platform. Our main goal is to become a broker and be able to do real money transactions. At this point, we are doing a simulator, real time simulator, and real time scanner, and a lot of tools that you can use for your real transactions as technical and fundamental analysis tools. But we're having conversations on the back end where we want to connect this to real money transactions. So pretty soon, Primero Trader will be an option as a broker, and we will get into that in the near future. So what's Primero Trader? For the 14 years that I've been trading, I've been using different tools. Different tools. Let's leave it at that. And every time I was using those tools, I was thinking, how can I make this better? How can I make this better? And what we have done with Primero Trader is bringing all those ideas that I had, put them together and put them in one place. So I used to use a diary diary from another provider. I used to use a scanner from another provider. I use a broker for transactions. I used to use charts from a different provider to do technical analysis and then go in and trade through the broker. Then I found another platform that kind of worked with some different tools that I was using. A big story, and we'll get into that in the future. But we've been creating with Primero Trader is a way where you can have everything in one place, integrated, where you don't have to go anywhere. Everything's in one place, and that's our main goal. I'm going to start with the dashboard here. So the dashboard will track all your stats of all the transactions that you have made. So the simulator option is automatically integrated. So every transaction you make here will automatically pop up on the dashboard. So that's pretty cool for me. That's a really cool option for me, where you don't have to go and introduce the transaction manually. It's already here. And then once you're done that, you can go and edit. You can analyze your transaction, when you got in, when you got out. You can do notes. You can update the commissions, the fees, the stop loss. That way you can track how you're doing with your risk management. You can say it's a technical, fundamental, or intuition transaction. So depending on what trigger the decision, you can do that. The fees are by trade, by stocks. You can basically come here and edit all those stats there with each transaction. So as you can tell, you can see what's your best entry price, volume, how many or how much are you putting on the table, and what's your average, and around what area are you the most successful. Right now we're doing a challenge where we're bringing $3,000 to $25,000 using I think Bluetooth got connected. We're using $3,000 to get to 25,000 within 2 months. So the idea that we're using with those $3,000 is we're doing a T1, where the money cannot be used once it's been used within that day. So whatever amount I use for a trade, I'm not able to use that till the next day, because that's the T1 situation with cash accounts. So we're building that, and we started with $3,000 and we're at 5,300. So that's why my stats are there. But we've been doing this for a few months. And for example, let me bring this one up. With this other account, we took it to $111,000 in 2 months. So every other month, we're deleting our account and starting again with a different amount of money that you can do on the simulator. So I'll talk about that in a few moments. But so that's the dashboard. We'll give you stats. It will give you points of reference. It will tell you what type of strategy are you using the most: swing trades, day trades, scalps. How many swing trades you have, how many day trades you have, how many scalps you have, how many days have you hold the swing trades, how many hours or minutes have you hold a day trade, an average, how many scalps or the average time for the scalp, So all those stats will be provided here on the dashboard. We'll give you your win rate, your average return, your profit factor, your biggest loss, your biggest win. And here, obviously, Saturday today, but it will give you an average or I'm not gonna say. Yeah, we'll give you an idea of how is your day according to your stats gonna be. For example, on Monday we'll say, oh, according to all the Mondays this month and the previous months, you have a 70% win rate. So it will give you that kind of point of reference of each day, how successful you might be for that day. Also, in the beginning we analyze your emotional state. It will give you a point of reference. Also, will tell you if you're a technical, intuition, or fundamental trader, depending on what type of trades you're making. And it will give you an idea of what type of trader you are. You're aggressive, you're flexible, you're systematic, you're cautious. All that information is pretty important for understanding and looking into trading. So all those things here are questionnaires that you go through, and it will give you that. You can do filters, you can do a lot of things here on the dashboard. So I'll jump to the next tool, but there's a lot of cool things that you can find here. You can edit and readjust all the widgets in whatever way you want to put them together. You can delete or add widgets, all that cool stuff you can do there. And again, if you do the real, then you can do manual introduction of your trades into the dashboard, and it will pop up here, and you have those things there. So we also have the trading journal, where all your transactions here are based monthly. Again, we deleted our account for the previous months. If I bring the other one, it will show up. But for this month, this is our progress. We're doing $3,000, and this has been our progress for this month. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's really hard because we usually only get to do one trade per day. So we need to be very good at picking the right stock and the right potential of trade. So this has been a return. You can do your return by percentage. You can do your return by money. And if you go into one of them, it will give you more information here. It will ask you a few questions here, meant for your mental, physical, and emotional state. And you can go and answer those questions. I reached my goal. I'm not worried. I'm 100% focused, for example. Have you meditated? I didn't meditate. I think I meditated 5 minutes on Friday, so I'm not going to say. I slept 6 to 8 hours. A little water. I didn't have enough. And this is good to do it after the finishing your date of trading. I'm doing this on Saturday, so I'm having to remember. Didn't eat. I don't eat before trading. I'm on Pacific time, so it's easier for me to not eat and wait until lunch or stuff to have some food. I understand people in another time zone might be hard. I'm relaxed. Usually I'm relaxed. I'm not take profit and analyze the next movement. Many people have seen me trade, and that's usually how I react. I get calm and follow my strategy. So those are usually my processes that I do. So you do that, and it will keep track of that, and it will help with your emotional and type of trader and that information. So that's a very useful tool that if you understand how to take advantage of that, it will help you understand trading in a different way, not just the technical and fundamental, but also the emotional and the psychological side of trading. We have fundamental data in different ways, okay? So here, let's say we want to look into NVIDIA. Everyone's looking into NVIDIA. You can see the chart here. You can see news, real-time news for NVIDIA. You can do what analysts are saying about NVIDIA. You can see politicians, who bought, who sold. Obviously, you're gonna go and look for the main name of politicians, Pelosi, if she's in there. But you can find all that information, competition. You can look into stats of numbers, financial highlights, future prices, institutional ownership. Here you can find some information about puts and calls, ratios, and all that information. Intellectual property. And here you can look at financial institutions, hedge funds, banks, who owns Nvidia, who has a part of Nvidia, who's selling Nvidia and who's buying Nvidia. That also, as you can see, there's bigger sellers than buyers right now for Nvidia. So people might start thinking to reduce their position. But anyway, see here how Nvidia divides their income by countries and also by segment. So pretty cool information. And insiders, are they buying, are they selling, what's going on with the insiders? All that information you can find it here through fundamental information. And there's more about fundamental. We'll talk about fundamental in the future. If you click here, it will give you the holidays for the stock market. That's pretty cool. So I usually don't really remember holidays, so that's a very helpful tool. You can look at news, stocks, crypto, forex, and general news. So you can go and focus on information, generic information about the stock market and stuff like that, crypto and forex. So you can find that here. You can go into the calendar, the economic calendar. This is a very cool tool, guys. If you really want to get into trading, really become a professional trader, you need to understand the economic calendar. Not only stocks, futures, forex, crypto, options. You need to understand the economic calendar. This is what moves the market in a way. Fundamental economic data for the countries around the world is what's going to move the markets. And here you can divide it by high importance, mid important, and low. So let's look at the highs for this coming week. Monday we'll have Germany, business climate. And on Tuesday we have CB, consumer confidence. We have some Canadian, and German still there. Wednesday we don't have any high reports. Good trades, GDP growth rate, and durable goods. Oof, the US. Inflation rate for France, UK GDP. And Friday we have Michigan consumer personal income, PCE, core PCE. Wow, this is gonna be big on Friday. It will adapt to your time zone. For me, 5:30 a.m. So this is my time zone. I'm 3 hours behind the New York time zone. So if you're whichever area you're in, you need to it will automatically adapt to your time zone, or the time zone that you have on your computer. So that's very, very important. So that's 5:30 a.m. for me. Might be a different time for you, and it will automatically adapt to that. We also have a earnings calendar. Right now we're not in earnings season, but it's gonna start. It's gonna start pretty soon again. So here you can start looking into the official time when the banks are gonna start reporting. July 12th. That's when the banks start reporting, and that's usually when data starts showing up. July 15 to July 19. And if you click on it, it will give you a brief analytic perspective of their fundamental situation. So this is a very quick idea of what's going on fundamental on Tesla. And if you want more data, you click here and it will take you to that fundamental page. But here, quick reference, and as we start building more videos and creating more videos, I'll start talking about float, market cap, sales, total debt, total liability, average percentage move, and the average bullish percentage move, average bearish percentage move. That's very important. Estimate EPS, working capital, volume. We'll start talking about all of that. But this is a quick reference of earnings calendar. So you can do that for any company real quick, and you can also pull that up from here, from the logo here. You can pull that box and do a generic search, not just from the economic calendar, or from the earnings calendar. You can do a search, generic search from there. Calendar, economic data. We also have economic data. You can come here and look at GDP for the US, real GDP, nominal, federal funds, CPI, inflation rate, inflation, retail sales, consumer durable goods, unemployment rate, total non-farm payroll. So let's look at unemployment rate. Is it going up? Is it going down? And it's going up. So it usually starts going up and it starts getting crazy after the lows that we had. Probably gonna get a little bit crazy with unemployment rate. You can do 30-year, you can do 15-year mortgage rates, consumer bank interest rate on credit card plans, all accounts, 3 months, 90-day rate, and yield certificate deposits. Certificate deposits, guys. Certificates deposits. So those are the deposits that are currently in the system. So that economic data, you can scroll down and look at bonds. So here you have the bonds, and usually when the 2-year and the 10-year cross, that's when we have the recession, and they haven't crossed. That's why recession has not been official. So we've been close, but no cross. So we're waiting on that. So we have bonds there. We have markets. We have today earnings, today upgrades and downgrades, sector performance, and just pricing for futures and foreign exchange or for forex. Real-time updates there for pricing on the future contracts. We currently don't have futures, but we have the pricing for future contracts. That way you have a point of reference of what's going on with the futures. We have a private chat where the community talks, gets together, share ideas. Obviously, if you join in, you get access to that private chat, and you can start having conversations with people that have the same goals and same ideas as you. We have charts. Let's talk about the charts. So something that we worked on is that, let me get to similar, but we also have charts here where we have flexible detachable charts. So this you can move around into different screens that you have on your setup. So if you have multiple screens, you can move them around and put them in different places. For example, you can do up to 6, but you can do multiple screens, and all of them are connected. So you can global connect all of them, and we'll start talking about that information. You can do multiple time frames and different charts, and let me move this over here. So that's one thing, and I'll bring that back in a few minutes because there's a lot of information that's coming right now that you might be very interested in. So we added artificial intelligence also, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Let me remove that. So here's where you can do your technical analysis charts. So our chart that we created, this is our chart. Does not belong to anyone else. We built this. It's very flexible. It allows you to do a lot of things. You can draw on top of the chart. You can do your lines. You can do patterns on the lines or on the chart. You can do head and shoulders, for example. All that information, you can do that through the chart. So it's a very, very flexible, very focused on day traders. If you're day trading, you need something that can move fast and can do the job for you and helps you do technical analysis in the best way possible. So we have that. We have indicators that we're building and creating ourselves and putting them in the list. Right now we have SMAs, RSIs, WMA, BWAP, famous BWAP, EMA, DIMA, TIMA, Williams, ADX, standard deviation, average true range, and pivot points. So those are the indicators that we currently have. You can save them and create different lists with different indicators, and you can move them around. Right now, this is my main indicators that I use to trade. I have been trading these indicators for almost 14 years, so they're not going anywhere. They've been helping me a lot. So here we have the futures pricing. Here in this area, we have the futures pricing. It will give you futures contracts, and also the Nasdaq, the Dow Jones, the BIX, and the S&P 500 pricing. So you can find that through there. You can add it, you can delete it, you can, depending on what you want to look into, you can do that there. We also have multiple time frames: 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hours, and day. And one thing that I want to show you is that, let me make this a little bit smaller there. Everything's connected. So everything's connected. As you remember, I brought a detachable screen for our scanner here. And we have 1, so you can link up to 10. So everything that's linked in 1 will automatically update. So for example, if I click on a ticker here, it will update all the charts. And previously I brought the multi-chart here, and we have the same thing here. So everything's multi-connected in 1. So if I go in, let me see, click here, it will automatically update all the charts here. So that's one real cool part. Everything's connected. You can also do this through your iPad, iPhone, Android, Mac, web page. So whatever you are, whatever thing you're using to trade with the Primero Trader platform, everything's connected. So if you go and draw a line here, it will automatically pop up whenever you look at that ticker on your iPhone or on your iPad or your Android, or again web. So everything's connected, globally connected. That's one thing that's pretty cool, and it helps you be on the go. If you're doing your technical analysis on your desktop, but you want to take it on your phone, you can do that. Everything will be there. We also added the AI option. So this is something very cool. We just add this a few days ago. So we're building on it. It will do technical analysis for you. It will find patterns for candles. It will give you all that information, and you can play around with this. It's basically technical analysis done by AI. So it's gonna learn, it's gonna evolve, it's gonna change, and again, it's a point of reference, a quick point of reference to understand the market and understand what you're trying to do. You can go and analyze it through there, and then do your own thing, and we'll use it as a point of reference. If you're day trading, if you're making a trade right now, and you're day trading, you can use it as a reference, as any other indicator, any other tool that you use. You just want to have that as a point of reference. So that's pretty cool, the AI situation. And again, it's going to evolve, it's going to change, and it's going to become better as time goes by. We also added, and for example, for this, I'm going to go to Apple. Blue chip companies have better numbers, better fundamentals. But let's say you want to look into revenue for Apple and want to understand what's going on with Apple. You can do that by quarter or annual, and that depends on what you're trying to do. So we're gonna turn it on. We're gonna turn off the pre-market, and it will give you the revenue and the estimate revenue. So as you can see here, Apple is estimating that the revenue is going to go down for the next report, the next quarter. That gives you an idea of what can happen to Apple, especially right now that's popping. When the report comes, if they actually estimate the right way, then probably the price is going to take a hit. But if you see a catalyst or breaking news or anything about Apple that you think might change this projection, then you have an understanding that the market can change and can adapt depending on what's going on around the world. You can do that for EPS also, estimated EPS. A lot of people ask about Nvidia. Why Nvidia is going up? It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense. Once you look at this, it makes sense what's going on with Nvidia, and that's let's look at the annual move of Nvidia and EPS. It's dramatic. So that's why the price of Nvidia is going up, and it kept going up for that long, is because Nvidia has been doing great with all the results that they're providing with their earnings reports and all that. So you have that information. You can also add that show earnings, show dividends, show splits on the bottom. So recently Nvidia had a split. This is when they had their previous earnings report, and the dividend date, it's right there. So all that information you have it here. You can add it or remove it through that area. So the scanner, we have stocks, we have crypto, and we have forex. So the forex option, we recently added the forex, and you can use that with the technical AI and use it to trade forex. And again, use it as a point of reference, but it will give you that. And we're gonna continue to add more patterns, more information about the technical analysis. So this is gonna keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. What else should I show you? I mean, we've been covering most of the cool stuff. The scanner here, and I'll use the stock. Let's say you create a bunch of filters, different type of filters. You can do fundamental filters also, so not just technical. You can also do fundamental. You can look for companies with certain EPS, revenue, gross profit, debt, net debt. So all that information you can filter by and create a scan. And once you build a scan, you can save it, and you can look at it instead of having to expand the whole table. You can just look at the filters. So it will give you a quick point of reference of the filters, price, and percentage change. So that way you can just be quick. But if you want to look into more information, let me show you this. So I'm gonna open this, and here I'm gonna make it scanner 1. Okay, so this is my scanner 1, and let's say, oh, I want to look into this one, and I want to send it to scan 1 also, and you send it, and it will pop up here with another scan that you have here. So you can move around, play around, change things fast. You can do that with crypto, you can do that with forex, and you can add more columns here. We have quite a bit of information that we added to the scanner. Obviously, depending on the size of the scan that you create or the size of the filter, it's gonna take a little bit longer. You can mitigate that with only looking at 20 rows, but you can look at up to 100 rows of information. But you can also, all of those columns you can add into your scan. So all that information you can pull, and not just, again, technical information, but fundamental information on your scanner. So I think that's pretty cool that you can have for a scanner. Yeah, I've been talking a lot, and I haven't talked about risk reward. This automatically gives you a point of reference of what's your risk and what's your reward depending on the amount of shares that you want to buy. So let's say I wanted to buy 22 shares, but that's what's calculating, because that's how much I'm able to buy depending on the amount of money I have available Here you can see your money. I have 5,300 because we were growing that $3,000 account. I don't have any positions open because we're doing day trading. And you can rearrange this. I can change this to 50,000, 25,000, or 3,000. I usually recommend people that are beginning to do 50,000. Right now, you just want to practice. You don't want to put any other pressure. You want to practice. You want to learn. You want to trade until you understand your process. You have a better understanding of your strategy. Then you want to put it to the test with $3,000 to 25. But if you're still learning, do 25 or 50,000 to practice. Just practice. That's the whole point of the simulator. Practice. Learn how to use the buttons. Learn how to use the platform. Learn how to use your own strategy or understand your own strategy. But here we'll give you your risk reward. So right now, if I take those 22, my reward, if it goes back to the 9 SMA, simple moving average, I will make $57. But if it goes down to the 20 SMA, the blue one, I will lose $181. So automatically will calculate your risk and your reward depending on where are the simple moving averages that I have on my screen. And this will do it with all the indicators that you have. So that information is also there. We also track your range between per day, depending on the size of the candles that are moving. So that information is also there. Another cool thing that you can have here, and this will be the last thing that I show you. There's more, but I'm getting a little tired. Remember, English is my second language, so in my brain I'm thinking in Spanish. I add a little French and a little Italian in there, and then I translate it to English. So that's how my brain works. And yes, I don't speak Italian or French, so I don't know where that comes from, but it's there. Okay, so let me show you this. So I'm gonna make one, and I haven't shown you this. You can make your own table. So let's say I want to look into AMD. Okay, I want to look into NVIDIA, obviously. I want to look into ARM. And I want to look into Microsoft. I don't know why Microsoft, but I want to look into Microsoft, and I want to look at Meta. Okay? So I do that and say, that's my portfolio. I want to save it. And I do port, for example. I don't want to look into thinking into names. So I do port, and I have my list here, my personal portfolio that I just added and saved as a filter up here. Then I want to expand it, okay? And when I go here into the filters that I show you that you can track here, there's something cool that I want to show you. Wait a minute, it's gonna be worth it. I go here and I said compare. So here in this, I'm gonna compare. I can compare them by day, by previous candle. That's right now, intraday, or previous intraday. So basically, intraday is from the open price to the current price, and previous intraday is from the close of the previous day to the current price. Or I want to compare them yearly. Previous candle, year to date. So this is their progress year to date. Or I want to look into previous year to date. So here you can see your progress. You can do your portfolio. You can look at different assets, different things that are moving around the market. That, let's say you want to compare that to the SPY. And as you can tell, they have outperformed the SPY, Microsoft, AMD, Meta, NVIDIA, and ARM. And if you want to put something very interesting there, you can add Tesla and see that Tesla has not outperformed. As a matter of fact, Tesla has been very bad. It's been a bad boy. So there you go. That's what I wanted to show you. Hope this makes sense. Hope this uh, you can see how this can help you in your trading. And if you're ready to join, you can go to our website, be part of the community, learn to use Primero Trader. Hope Primero Trader helps you become a better trader. And be on the lookout because I'm going to start making some more content. I'm going to share with you all my knowledge. I tell people I do not charge for knowledge. The fee that you pay is for the software. We have created this. We have invested millions of dollars on this. So we have invested a lot of money on Primero Trader. So you're paying for the software, the information, the data, all of that. My knowledge, I will give that for free. I will give you my knowledge. I will give you my understanding of trading. It's not the only way. It's not the perfect way, but it works. And that's what's important for me. So I will share that with you. And if you have any questions, anything, just send them my way. And I hope to see you in the community. Have a great day. Bye bye.